Hello guys and welcome back. So the next step I'm gonna set up will be the shading network. I need a material first. So let me go right click on my model and assign a new material here. I'm gonna choose Arnold's standard surface, which is this guy. And probably rename this guy skin shader or material, whatever your naming convention will be. And then I'm gonna start giving it some textures, but the first texture I'm gonna use actually will be the displacement map. Let me go here. I'll go to the shading engine. I can also rename this engine to skin shading engine. And underneath displacement map material, click on the checker and choose file. I'm gonna load the file I got from haven't set my project properly yet, so it's gonna be actually underneath file texturing and rendering my project texturing. Oh, this guy here, set. Alright, let me stop the render and then go to file and load my body displacement map I exported from ZBrush and open. Right. Now in the default settings, Maya doesn't know it's actually a UV tile texture. You have to tile it by using that UDM. Or you can actually use ZBrush, but I think it's better using UDM for Arnold. It's just because it's more recognizable universally. Alright. So now we have the displacement map created, and let's take a look at how the render looks like with that displacement map. It's gonna take a little while to calculate the displacement, and now if you look at the model, we're getting all those details exactly like what ZBrush gives us. Let me go to the skin shader here and just make the color darker. I don't know what color is the default color, but it's really disturbing. And also turn off the specularity weight so that I can actually only see the diffuse. Okay, alright, looking good enough. Now if you want to change something like how much subdivision it will be used to do the displacement map, you can grab the model and go to the body load shape, the shape node, and underneath Arnold you can go look for the subdivision, right, and displacement attributes. You can change something here. The subdivision will be how many subdivision you want to go for. You can do maybe 2 or 3. Because I'm already pressed 3 button when I'm rendering it, so it's like smooth previewing it with 2 subdivision level already. If you want more, you can type in 2 more. That's gonna be 4 subdivision already. Okay, just be aware of that. And that's gonna be really heavy already, so you have to be careful about those values. I think maybe I need to refresh the render to make it update. It seems like it's actually doing pretty okay with the setting I'm giving it, and I see a lot of detail already, so I don't really think I need more than that. Alright. So let's talk about the I think the light might be too strong. Let me change that guy. That's the back one. The front one will be here. Maybe 15. It's better. I can see better rim light there. I just think that my color is not that bright, right? So I don't want it to be that bright up there either. Anyway, so let's move on to set up the basic skin shading. In Arnold 5, the skin shader is actually just the standard surface. Okay, it's going to be underneath the subsurface, and you can turn the weighting on to have subsurface scattering. Okay. The higher the weighting is, the more subsurface scattering will be, and lesser diffuse will be there. Let me just, I think I can turn it down all the way on for now so I can actually see it. And some of the settings here can change, of course, subsurface color and radius, but there is also a preset. If you click on that three horizontal line there, you can choose skin 1 or skin 2. Just two different setups for the skin. Okay, but no matter either one you're using, I think it looks really bad, right? It's super transparent. Now the reason could be because of my model is the size of my model is wrong. But you can also instead of scaling the model, you can also do something like changing this value here called scale. This is like the global scale of how deep or how much the subsurface scattering will happen. You can change that to like 0.1 or so to get a smaller value. Okay, that seems better. Let me go even lower than that, like 0.05. Okay. So my goal here is trying to achieve some sort of a result. That is, I can still see some red color on the edge of the shadow core and edge of the shadows, right? But it's still gonna look really heavy and solid instead of, you know, some kind of like a balloon result. Right? That's what I'm trying to achieve. Okay. And you can also see that my displacement map disappears. Now it's not disappeared, it's just the subsurface scattering doesn't really respect that in this case. Or, you know, the weighting is 1, so it's out doing the subsurface scattering on that skin. So let me actually lower down the value here. That way I can actually see more of my displacement map. Right? That's why when we were creating the displacement map, I was saying that you have to make it stronger than you think you have to, because of this reason. Okay, even though I think it's kind of like too weak, so I can go back to displacement shader here. I can change the scale to something higher, like 1.2 or so, just to, you know, bring my displacement map back more if I think I'm losing too much smaller detail. Still kind of weak, maybe 1.3, and even lesser subsurface scattering, so maybe like 0.6 or so. I still want to see those, you know, red color bleeding here and there, so I don't want to bring it down too low. I think I'm getting enough detail back now, so I'm happy with it. I may choose to fine-tune it later if I think I need really to bring some more detail back, but I think right now it looks pretty good. Okay. Alright, so that's gonna be the setup for displacement map and basic skin shaders. Right now we're not using any color map, or we also don't have any specularity yet. All the setting here is for a basic setup of the radius and everything. And one thing I do notice is that the back of the eye is like too bright. That probably means those lights are too strong. So let me change that to maybe instead of 16 to 14. So that is not that bright. I can also change that guy to, like, you know, 14 too. It's too dark. 15, 16. Still want to see some more, like, you know, rim light over there. Alright, I guess there's no other easy way around because I don't have any eyeball to block that, but that's okay. I'm not really need that. Again, the topic is about skin shader, so we can live without that. Right? It's really bright here, but I'm totally fine with that. I may go back and bring some eyeball there to block that guy. So maybe I'm gonna just export the eye model from ZBrush. But I think that's gonna be it for this tutorial. Again, the goal here in this one is bring in the displacement map and set up the basic subsurface scattering skin material. Okay, so see you next time.